The UK court decision today is the latest outrageous act in the unending anti-democratic persecution and show trial of journalist and WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Assange is currently in London's Belmarsh high security prison as he fights extradition to the United States. He has been targeted for exposing US war crimes, including the murder of civilians and journalists. The UK court dismissed 6 of the 9 grounds on which Assange has appealed his extradition. On 3 other grounds, it ruled that Assange could succeed, but it was giving the US government 3 weeks to provide assurances that it won't execute him and will give him free speech rights. If it deems such assurances sufficient, the court will grant Assange's extradition to the US, where he will face charges under the Espionage Act. The assurances of the US government are worth less than nothing. The American ruling class has relentlessly hounded Assange for over a decade. In 2021, the CIA plotted to assassinate him. This is the government that is to make assurances on Assange's treatment? Until the next decision in the interminable court hearings, Assange will be sent back to Belmarsh, where he has spent the past 5 years under conditions that amount to torture, according to former UN Special Rapporteur Niles Melsner. As the Socialist Equality Party's candidate for president, I demand immediate freedom for Assange, the dropping of all charges, and an end to plans for his extradition. Assange must be free to return to his home country of Australia or wherever he chooses. If Assange is extradited to the US, the battleground changes, but the fight will continue. The SEP will do everything it can to mobilize the working class to demand Assange's freedom. It is not through appeals to the war criminals, genocide enablers, and fascists that Assange will be freed, but through the mobilization of the international working class, the vast majority of the population. Biden no less than Trump, and Trump no less than Biden, are vicious opponents of Assange and democratic rights. The president changes, but Assange's fate remains. His case demonstrates that the defense of democratic rights is inseparable from the fight against imperialist war. As it escalates the US-NATO war against Russia over Ukraine, which threatens nuclear annihilation, and as it justifies and backs the Israeli genocide in Gaza, the ruling class must suppress domestic opposition and free speech. It is in the working class that the fight to defend Assange must be based. The defense of democratic rights is a fight against imperialism, and the fight against imperialism is the fight against capitalism. This must be waged through the development of a mass revolutionary movement in the working class, in the US and throughout the world. And freedom for Julian Assange must be inscribed upon its banner.